Welcome to Business Middle East. This week we examine the upcoming independence referendum in Scotland. To be or not to be in the UK, that is the question to which Scotland will answer either yes or no on Thursday. Much of the concern has been focused on the potential impact on sterling. At the same time, questions have been raised in the Gulf countries about oil prices in the event that Scotland quits Britain.
An emotional British Prime Minister David Cameron pleaded with the Scots not to break up the UK's family of nations. Yes campaigners believe independence is a natural step and claim that Scotland's economy, free from the restraints of being in the UK, would thrive. There's also been much debate over the future ownership of the North Sea oil fields. The Scottish Government suggests the fields would underwrite the country's economy post-independence. Oil and gas will remain the topic of discussion in the case of secession. This could have an impact on crude prices, which would, in turn, affect the revenues of countries dependent on the oil business, such as those in the Gulf region. The other area of concern is, if there is a yes vote, whether the pound will remain the national currency. Sterling has been subject to large fluctuations during the run-up to the referendum, which has helped some Middle East currencies. A few saw gains of close to 4.5%. Scottish voters now hold the key to their economic future, and the financial markets look on with concern.
To gain a further insight on this issue, ADE Securities Chief Market Strategist in Abu Dhabi, Nuruddin Al-Hammouri, is with us. Noor, this week represents a historic decision by Scotland. How will markets react, and what are the expectations for sterling?
Yes, well, the markets are likely to be very sensitive to the media polls in the next few days until the referendum results are announced officially. The sterling stabilized recently around 1.62, as there were many polls which came in with mixed outcomes from the media. But on Friday, it will be a different story, of course. If the Scottish votes yes, then the pound is likely to be or to break through 1.60 support area, which is a major support area, and may even decline toward 1.58. While if Scotland decided to stay within the UK, this would be a new positive factor for the pound on the short and the medium term, as the market will start to price in a rate hike by the Bank of England next year, and the pound may recover at this time above 1.65.
What effect could this vote have on currency trading on the Middle East?
The results will be announced at 6 a.m. London time, which is equivalent to, or it's around 9 a.m. Abu Dhabi time, meaning that the Middle East traders would be the first to trade the pound after the results are announced. The European session will start within a few hours after the results, while the Asian session will be closed already. So we're expecting a notable liquidity out of the Middle East once the results are out.
And what about the price of oil in the case of secession?
Yes, well, there are two different scenarios. If Scotland decided to stay within the UK, this would be a negative for the prices, as the markets will switch its concentration toward the global economic outlook, which is already slowing down recently. And even if Scotland decided to be independent, it would be only a positive factor for the prices only on the short term, while the global economic outlook will remain the major factor in the next few months. However, at the same time, we might see an intervention by OPEC in the next few months or weeks if the prices decline further, especially if the region begin to feel the pain from these declines as the revenues continue to ease further.
ADE Securities Chief Market Strategist Nuruddin Al-Hammouri, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Well, that ends our discussion for this week. Follow Euronews special coverage for all the latest news and updates on the referendum through Euronews.com. Thank you for watching. See you next week.